Good morning. This is Dr. Francis Xavier. Today we are going to discuss an interesting topic from fungi. So this is a topic we are having today's class. General characteristics of fungi. So actually the word fungus, which has been taken from the Latin word mites, which means mushroom, which means mushroom. Fungi in a singular, it is called as a fungus. Fungus is a singular word and fungi is a plural word. So these fungi are generally achlorophyllous. So they are not having chlorophyll in their body, achlorophyllous in nature. And they are also having a characteristic feature of heterotrophic. Heterotrophic. So these characters which are differentiating the fungi from the plant. We know these fungi were in the plant kingdom once. Later, based on the distinct features observed in these fungi by many mycologists, they shifted these fungi from plant kingdom to a separate kingdom, namely fungi. So because of these characters, what we discussed, achlorophyllous, they do not possess chlorophyll and they are also heterotrophic. So what do you mean by heterotrophic? They are not synthesizing their own food materials. Like plants, it will not synthesize their own food material, right? So we know autotrophic, the word autotrophic. Autotrophic means so they are synthesizing their own food material. So examples, plants. So what is autotrophic? Synthesizing their own food materials. So we know very well plants. Plants are heterotrophic. Plants are autotrophic organisms. They are synthesizing their own food material. So with the help of chlorophyll. So that is why plants are chlorophyllous. Since they have chlorophyll, so they synthesize their own food material through photosynthesis. So unlike plants, fungi are not synthesizing their own food materials because of the absence of chlorophyll. So based on these primary features, so scientists, mycologists, they shifted the fungal species from the plant kingdom to a separate kingdom, fungi. So with this, we started the topic general characteristics of fungi. So we are going to discuss many more features of the fungi, right? So the persons who are concerned with the fungi, the person who is expert in the study of fungi are called as a mycologist. The branch of science that deals with the fungi is called as mycology. So these are the two terms we should know. So one is mycology. So mycology, what is mycology? Mycology is a branch of science, so in which we are dealing the fungi. So this is a study of fungi. Mycology means study of fungi, right? So mycologist, this is another term. Mycologist, the person who is concerned, for example, the scientist who is involving in the study of fungi, the person who is concerned with the fungal species. So they are called as mycologist, right? And when you look at the fungi, you may see the fungi everywhere, right? So because of the simple nature of nutrition, so they need a simple kind of nutrition. Even if a moisture content is present on walls, in floors, So the fungi can grow easily. Because of this simple nature of fungi, they are present everywhere. So this is the first character of fungi. Fungi, they are cosmopolitan in distribution. Cosmopolitan in distribution. So here, what do you mean by cosmopolitan? So cosmopolitan means the fungi are growing in every habitat. So it can grow anywhere, wherever the life is possible. These fungi are growing in any habitat. So that is why fungi are called as a cosmopolitan. So they are distributed everywhere, right? So some fungi, regarding the distribution, they are present everywhere. We discussed just now. So they are present in soil, they are present in air, they are present in water. So in water, they are present both in fresh water as well as in marine water. Hope you got this. So they are distributed everywhere. Since fungi are cosmopolitan in nature, so they are present in air, they are present in water, and they are also present in soil, right? So wide range of fungal species are there. There are so many species in our earth. Approximately under 5,000 genera. Approximately under 5,000 genera. There are 50,000 species of fungi are there in our earth. So this is not exact number. This is an approximate number of fungal species. So here, so 5,000 genera, under this 5,000 genera, so 50,000 species were reported approximately. So when we look at the body of the fungus, so unlike in plants, they are having different structures. The fungal body having different structures. So though people are calling these fungi as a thallophytes, we should not say the fungi as a thallophyte because so these thallophytes they do not have distinct structures. We cannot differentiate into leaf, stem, and root. Here also we are seeing the fungi. So the body of the fungi is made up of an unspecified structure which is called as what we call thallus. This thallus like structure which is made up of an hyphae. So this hyphae which is forming a body of the fungus. So this is the thing we are going to discuss in the following points. So I repeat, so regarding the general characteristics of fungi, so far we discussed the cosmopolitan nature of the fungi and their presence, their availability in many places. They are present in the soil, they are present in air, and they are also present in water, both in fresh water as well as in marine water. So the next feature of this fungi, if you look at the fungal body is made up of hypha. So this hypha, which is forming a fungal body. So before that, so what is hypha? We should know what is hypha. So hypha is a tube like filamentous like structure. If you look at the hypha through microscope, so it's a tube like filamentous structure. So these tube like filamentous structure, they are interconnected with each other. All these tube like filamentous hypha, they are interconnected each other. These interconnected hypha, which is called as mycelium. So this mycelium, which are the form of the group of hypha, interconnected hypha, right? Actually, this word hypha is a Greek word. It's a Greek word derived from the Greek. The meaning of this Greek word is a web, right? So these web-like structures are formed with the interconnection of these tube-like filamentous hyphal structures, right? So this is about the fungal body in a lower group of fungi. So this is in the case of a higher group of fungi. Those who are having true hypha, you can see the hyphal structures like this. Whereas in a lower group of fungi, you cannot see the true hypha. They are showing a pseudo hypha, false hypha. We will discuss this lower group of fungi in the following classes, right? So then this is another point that we discussed just now. The fungal body is made up of hypha. These hypha are interconnected, which are forming mycelium. So in singular, this mycelium, it's a singular name. In plural, it is called as mycelia. Right? With this, we will move to the next character of fungi. Right? So this is the third feature we discussed just now. We are moving to the fourth character, general character of fungi is the cross wall, right? So imagine this is a fungal hypha. This is an enlarged portion of the fungal hypha. So tube-like filamentous hyphal structure. So if you look at the hypha very closely, you can see the cross walls like this. So these cross walls are present in hyphal cell, right? So this is technically called as a septum. So this is the actual term we should use, septum. What is septum? Septum is a cross wall which is present in the hyphal cell, right? So these cross walls having a fungal hypha. So these fungi are called as septate fungi. So these fungi are called septate fungi. So other group of fungi also there. So they are called as aseptate fungi. Aseptate fungi. So here this is a septate fungi we discussed just now, and the second group of fungi is called as aseptate fungi. So if you look at the fungal hyphal cell in aseptate fungi, so there are cytoplasm and they have a nucleus like this, but there is no cross walls, right? So like in septate fungi, they do not have a cross walls, so they do not have a septum. So if these fungal hyphal cells do not possess a cross walls or septum, which is called as aseptate fungi. What do you mean aseptate? Absence of septum in these fungi. So I repeat. So regarding the types of fungi, so septate fungi is the one where you are observing the cross walls. What is that? Septum is seen in their hyphal cell. Whereas in the second category of fungi, aseptate fungi, there is no cross wall, so there is no septum, so which is called as a aseptate fungi category. Right? So these are the other features we are observing in the septate and aseptate fungi. Hope you got this. Now with this, we move to the next character of the fungi. If you look at the fungal cell, fungal cell, so the fungal cell which is having cytoplasm, this is a enlarged view of the fungal cell, a portion of the fungal hyphal cell where you are seeing a cell wall, right? Cell wall is there, and it is also having a cytoplasm. So like in plants or in other organisms, so it is having a nucleus, it is having a nucleus, all these are there, right? All these are there. In addition, it is also having a mitochondria and Golgi complex, and they are also having a glycogen bodies. Glycogen bodies. All these are there in a fungal cell, right? Fungal hyphal cell. Then, regarding this cytoplasmic content we just now discussed. So aseptate and septate fungi. So imagine this is a septate fungi, right? So here you are seeing the septate hyphal cell. So in that septal hyphal cell, we are discussing the cytoplasmic content and the nucleus and also the cellular organelles. Right. Now we are coming to the septum. So what is that? Septum is a kind of a cross wall. Just now we discussed. So which is called as a septum actually. So what for the septum is present in a septate fungi, right? What is the use or function of the septum in fungal cell? So these septum are in plural, which is called as a septa. So what is the use of septa in a fungal cell? Normally, the cytoplasmic content, so which is moving from one portion of the hyphal cell to other portion of the hyphal cell, right? So for the cytoplasmic continuity as well as a cytoplasmic movement, So don't think that the cytoplasm is moving. So the content of the cytoplasm is moving from one portion of the hyphal cell to other portion of the hyphal cells during unfavorable condition. So during unfavorable conditions, so the cytoplasmic content is moving through these septum, right? If you look at the septum very closely, there is a minute pore in the septum. What is that? So this spore is called as a septal pore. Since it is present in a septum, which is called as a septal pore or septum pore. Through this septal pore, the content of the cytoplasm of the cell are moving to the other side of the fungal cell. So this for this purpose, the septum has a pore, right? So in aseptate fungi, there is no cytoplasmic Of course, there is a cytoplasmic movement. There is no restriction. So it is moving freely throughout the cell, right? Since it is not having a cross wall like in aseptic septate fungi, right? So since these fungi or their cell do not have a cross walls, the cytoplasm which are having which are having many nuclei. So this is called as a multinucleate aseptate structure, right? So generally aseptate with the multinucleate fungal cell, the hyphal cell is called as a cenocytic mycelium or cenocytic hypha. So this is a structure. Here you are seeing there are many nuclei with a common cytoplasm. There is no division here. You are seeing a common cytoplasm, so which is having a multi-nucleus structure. So this is about a cenocytic fungi. What is cenocytic fungi? Cenocytic fungi or the fungi, they share their cytoplasm with many nuclei. So this is called as aseptate multinucleate structure, which is also called as a cenocytic fungi. Cenocytic fungi. Cenocytic fungi. Hope you got this. So in the fungi, so when you look at the hypha of these fungi, if you look at the fungal cell, so it is having a cross wall. In that cross wall or septum, there is a minute hole for the cytoplasmic content movement from one portion of the hyphal cell to other portion during unfavorable condition. So this is about septate fungi, whereas in aseptate fungi, there is no cell wall, so they are sharing the cytoplasm with many nuclei. That type of fungi is called as aseptate fungi, which is also called as cenocytic fungi. What is cenocytic fungi? So it's a aseptate multinucleate fungi, cenocytic fungi. So hope you understand these points. Now we are moving to the special character of these fungi. So this is a normal feature. This is a general features. We are seeing this feature in many fungi, but the fungi like mushroom, the members of Basidiomycetes, these septal pore having a large size, right? The pore size is bigger. It is not a simple or single spore, which is having a bigger size of pore. So that the spore is called as a pore, right? So this is called as pore septum. This is another feature we are going to discuss. So in fungi. So hope you got these general features. So far we discussed a few points. So we are moving to the next point in the fungi. So this is another point. Pore septum. Pore septum. So this is a special type of septum which cannot be seen in all the fungal species. It is seen only in some species or some group of fungi. So these pore septum is found in Basidiomycetes fungi. Basidiomycetic fungi. So hope you remember the members of Basidiomycetes. The best example for the Basidiomycetic fungi is mushroom. Mushroom is a best example where you can see this pore septum. So what is pore septum? You know the meaning of pore. It's a hole, right? What is a dolly? Dolly is a Latin word. So this is a Latin word. So which means a larger, right? So larger pore in the septum of some fungi, especially in members of Basidiomycetic fungi, right? Here, so imagine this is a Eiffel structure. So it is in Basidiomycetic fungi. If you look at the septum, so it is having a pore. So in that pore, you are seeing a big size of a gap. Big gap is there. So this pore, which is called as pore. Pore. Since the pore is bigger in this septum is called as a pore septum, which is present in a Basidiomycetic fungi, right? So if you look at the surface of this pore, right, the edges of this pore, so it is having a paranthosome. Paranthosome. So this paranthosome, which is like a parenthesis, all right? So which is looking like a bracket-like structure. So this parenthesis-like structure, the structure which is surrounding the pore is called as a parenthosome, right? I repeat, pore septum is a special type of a septum found in members of Basidiomycetic fungi. And so what do you mean by doli? Doli means in Latin it is larger. So this pore septum, which is having a paranthosome structure, so this paranthosome structure is looking like a parenthesis. So with this, we will move to the next point. So if you come across the fungi like mushrooms, you may witness a bigger size of a basidium, the fruiting body of the mushrooms. So these mushrooms can be used as a food, so directly or indirectly. So that is also, we will discuss these points also in the following classes, especially in economic importance of a fungi, right? So the next feature we are going to discuss here is the mode of nutrition in fungi. Mode of nutrition in fungi, right? Before that, I would like to add one more point in the fungal cell. So normally, so in the fungal cell, so it is having a cell wall, So cell wall is present in fungi, like in plants. But in a plant cell, the cell wall is made up of a cellulose. Hope you studied in a 12th or 11th standard. The plant cell wall, which is made up of cellulose. Because of the cellulose only, it is rigid in nature. The cell wall, which is acting as a rigid barrier, they are protecting the plants from their enemies, right? So like plants, so the fungal cell wall also having the substances, but the chemical substances are different. Not the cellulose, the cell wall of a fungi having a chitin. In most of the fungal cell, the cell wall contains chitin, right? So primarily it is present in many higher fungi. So there is another substance in fungal cell, a cell wall, which is called as pectin. Pectin is another substance present in a cell wall of other group of fungi, so in their cell walls. And there is another substance, glucon. So these cell wall substances are present in a lower group of fungi, right? So these three substances are there. So in general, chitins are present in all the fungal cells, including a higher group of fungi. Pectin is another substance which is also present in cell wall of some of the fungal species, especially in the higher fungi. Whereas glucon is a kind of substance which is present only in a cell wall of a lower group of fungi, right? So because of the presence of this strengthless substance in the cell wall of a lower group of fungi, they do not have a definite cell wall. So because of the absence of a definite cell wall, their cell, which is looking like a plasmodium, their size can be varied. They will show their shape like a amoeba, right? So amoeboid protoplasm can be seen in a lower group of fungi. So for this character, the reason is glucon, right? Why the lower group of fungi have amoeboid protoplasm? Because of the weaker substances in their cell wall. If the substances are not stronger, the cell wall is not strong, the protoplasm will be shrinked, the shape of the cell looking like a amoeba. So that amoeboid protoplasm can be seen in a lower group of fungi. Amoeboid protoplasm, right? So which are not having a definite shape, right? Like amoeboid protoplasm. So whereas in other group of fungi, higher group of fungi, so these cell wall substances having pectin and chitin, since these substances are stronger, they will have a strong cell wall and they are having a definite shape. So that is why they are coming under higher group of fungi. So all these are coming under the cell wall substances. With this,